Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Here's something most men don't realize. The moment a woman senses that you're no longer as interested in her, her entire behavior shifts. Women are incredibly intuitive, and whether she was deeply into you or just mildly interested, your emotional withdrawal will trigger a reaction. But what kind of reaction? Will she suddenly chase you? Will she act indifferent? Or will she test you even harder? That depends on one thing: her level of attraction and investment. If she was genuinely interested, she will feel a sense of loss. If she was only half invested, she may try to regain control to feed her ego. Either way, the key is understanding how to handle this shift without falling into common traps. Psychologically, when a man pulls back, it creates a void. People don't value what's easily available, they value what they might lose. And when a woman senses that your attention is no longer guaranteed, she starts questioning her position. This is basic human nature. But here's where most men go wrong. They don't handle this power shift correctly. Some get too cocky and push her away completely. Others fall for her sudden attention and undo all the progress they made. Both of these responses kill the natural attraction that could have grown. So today we're breaking down how women react when they notice you've lost interest, and how you should respond to maintain your power. I'm going to walk you through key psychological shifts she experiences, and what you should and shouldn't do in each scenario. Because if you handle this the right way, you can shift the dynamic in your favor without playing games or acting out of fear. If you've ever wondered why some men effortlessly attract women while others always struggle to keep their attention, this is why. It's all about emotional control and confidence. So let's dive into the first key reaction she'll have when she realizes your interest is fading. I want you to drop an affirmation in the comments. I focus on my purpose, not on seeking approval. Now, let's get into it. Number 1. She becomes more curious and starts testing you. The moment a woman senses that you're losing interest, her curiosity kicks into overdrive. Women are highly intuitive when it comes to emotional shifts. If she once felt secure in your attention and suddenly notices a change, she won't just ignore it, she'll start looking for answers. She may not even realize she's doing it, but a part of her needs to understand what's happening. Her first instinct is to test you. She might send a random text after days of silence just to see how quickly you respond. She might ask subtle questions like, "Busy lately?" or "You've been acting different, everything okay?" She could even playfully tease you, acting as if she doesn't care, just to gauge your reaction. What she's really doing is trying to confirm whether she still has the same hold over you. This is where many men slip up. Some get too excited by her sudden attention and immediately start showering her with energy again, undoing all the attraction that was building from their detachment. Others go to the opposite extreme and act cold or uninterested, which can come across as forced. The key is to find the balance. Stay composed, engage when necessary, but do not overinvest. She is not reaching out because she suddenly fell in love overnight. She's reacting to the shift in power. If you respond in a way that reassures her too quickly, she will lose that curiosity and return to taking your presence for granted. However, if you remain steady and let her curiosity grow, she will feel the need to prove her value rather than test yours. The best response is calm confidence. Reply when you feel like it, but don't be too eager. Keep your focus on your own life and activities. If she asks why you're acting different, keep it simple. Just been focused on a few things. No long explanations, no overcompensating. Let her wonder. The more she wonders, the more she chases. This ties back to a fundamental truth in psychology. People value what they have to work for. When attention is always freely given, it loses its value. When it's uncertain, it becomes something worth pursuing. Your ability to stay cantered, no matter how she tests you, determines whether she continues to chase or walks away knowing she still has control. Marcus Aurelius said, "The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have." The moment you start placing too much importance on her sudden interest, you give her power. Instead, hold your frame, stay composed, and let her actions reveal whether she truly values you or is just reacting to a loss of control. I want you to drop an affirmation in the comments. I remain cantered no matter the situation. Number 2. She acts indifferent but secretly watches you. When a woman senses that you're pulling away, one of the most common reactions is to act completely indifferent. She might seem colder, take longer to respond, or appear as if she barely notices your absence. She may even go out of her way to act like she's having the time of her life without you. But don't be fooled. Indifference is often just a mask for curiosity. Her ego won't let her completely ignore the shift in dynamic. Even if she's acting distant, she's paying attention in ways you may not realize. She might be checking your social media, asking mutual friends about you, or subtly finding ways to stay in your orbit without making it obvious. This is because deep down, she wants to understand why you're no longer giving her the same energy. A weak man, in response to her cold behavior, panics. He starts posting things just to get her attention, making indirect moves to force a reaction. He may try to manufacture jealousy by mentioning other women or exaggerating his social life. But this never works. The moment you start seeking a reaction, you reveal that you still care more than she does, and she regains the upper hand. A strong man, he stays the course. He doesn't let her indifference shake him. If she truly doesn't care, then she wasn't that invested in the first place. But if she's watching you in silence, that means she's feeling the shift, but doesn't want to admit it. That's her problem, not yours. The best response to a woman's indifference is unwavering confidence. Continue focusing on your life. Stay disciplined in your goals. Maintain your social circles and avoid any behavior that suggests you're reacting to her lack of attention. If she's watching, let her watch. If she truly values you, she will come forward when she's ready. If not, you've already moved forward on your own terms. This is where emotional discipline separates weak men from strong men. Weak men seek validation when they feel ignored. Strong men recognize that their value is not determined by someone else's attention. They don't chase approval or waste energy deciphering mixed signals. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." The moment you stop fearing her reaction, you gain true control. When you realize that her attention or lack of it does not define you, you become unshakable. The power dynamic shifts in your favor, not because you manipulated it, but because you refused to play the game. Number 3, she tries to make you jealous. When a woman senses that your interest is fading, one of the most common tactics she might use is trying to make you jealous. If she was used to your attention and now it's slipping away, she will want to test whether she still has influence over your emotions. She may suddenly start posting pictures with other guys, mentioning male friends more often, or talking about how much fun she's having without you. The goal: to trigger a reaction and regain control. This is not about her genuinely moving on. It's about seeing if she can still affect you. If she truly didn't care, she wouldn't feel the need to prove anything. The fact that she's making a public effort to display her happiness or newfound connections means one thing. She's still watching to see what you'll do. Most men fall into this trap. They react emotionally, either showing jealousy or trying to outdo her. They might start posting their own photos with women, making indirect comments about their new freedom, or even reaching out to confront her about what she's doing. But all of these reactions confirm exactly what she wants, that she still holds power over you. The moment you show that her actions affect you, you lose your position of strength. A high-value man does not fall for these games. He understands that the best response to an attempt at manipulation is no response at all. If she is trying to make you jealous, it means she still cares, but that only benefits you if you stay emotionally controlled. The right move is to remain composed and indifferent. Don't acknowledge the games, don't engage in competition, and most importantly, don't adjust your behavior based on her actions. Keep focusing on your life, your goals, and your own personal growth. If she is truly interested, she will realize that her attempts to provoke you are ineffective. That realization alone can shift the power dynamic entirely in your favor. This is where emotional control comes into play. When you refuse to react, you send a clear message. I am not controlled by your actions. My emotions are mine to govern. That level of self-mastery is what truly separates weak men from strong men. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The situation itself is neutral. It's your response that determines whether you remain in control or lose power. By maintaining composure, you show that your confidence isn't dependent on external validation. You don't need to prove your worth through games. A truly valuable man understands that real attraction isn't created through competition. It's earned through self-respect and discipline. Drop an affirmation in the comments. I do not react, I observe. Number 4. She suddenly becomes overly nice. When a woman notices that you are losing interest, she may suddenly shift her behavior and become overly nice. She was distant before, but now she's complimenting you more, checking in on you, or even making plans. On the surface, this might seem like a positive change, but you need to be cautious. This shift isn't always about genuine interest. It's often about control. Many women don't truly appreciate attention until they feel they're at risk of losing it. She may not have valued your efforts when you were fully invested, but now that she senses a shift, she starts acting differently. It's not necessarily because she wants you. It's because she wants to feel wanted. This is a common psychological reaction. People often take things for granted until they start slipping away. This is where many men make a critical mistake. They assume that her sudden kindness means she has developed real feelings, and they immediately fall back into old patterns, texting her more, putting in extra effort, and giving her the same level of attention as before. But here's the problem. Once she feels she has regained control over your emotions, she often pulls away again. The cycle repeats, and you're left confused, wondering what changed. The best approach in this situation is to observe rather than react. A high-value man does not reward inconsistency. Instead of rushing back in, he lets her actions speak over time. If her new behavior is genuine, it will remain consistent. But if it's just a reaction to losing control, her effort will fade the moment she feels secure again. This is why it's crucial to remain steady. Do not immediately start chasing just because she's putting in effort. Instead, maintain your focus on your own life. Let her show through repeated actions, not just one moment of panic, that she truly values you. A woman's real feelings are not revealed in how she reacts when she's afraid of losing you, but in how she treats you consistently over time. The key here is emotional control. If you allow yourself to be pulled in by sudden kindness, you risk falling into a cycle where she only values you when she fears losing you. A confident man does not operate on someone else's emotional swings. He stays firm in his standards, giving energy only to those who consistently show appreciation, not just when they feel insecure. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." If you let momentary changes dictate your emotions, you will always be at the mercy of someone else's behavior. Instead, keep your mind focused on what truly matters: your growth, your peace, and your standards. Number 5. She tries to guilt trip you. When nothing else works, when curiosity, jealousy, or sudden kindness fail, some women turn to guilt. They may say things like, "Wow, I guess you don't care anymore," or "You've changed. What happened to you?" Or even, "I guess I just wasn't that important to you after all." These statements are not genuine expressions of deep emotional pain. They are psychological tactics designed to make you feel responsible for the shift in attention. This is a reaction rooted in fear, the fear of losing control over you. If she can't pull you back in through attraction or validation, she'll attempt to use guilt as a weapon. It's not about missing you in a meaningful way. It's about re-establishing her influence over you. And many men fall right into this trap. They feel an immediate need to defend themselves, explain their actions, or even apologize for focusing on their own lives. This is where weak men lose their power. The moment you start justifying why you've been distant, you hand control back to her. She now knows that even if she ignores you, she can always manipulate you with guilt. This cycle continues because she realizes that whenever she wants your attention back, all she has to do is make you feel bad for pulling away. Behavior panics. He starts posting things just to get her attention, making indirect moves to force a reaction. He may try to manufacture jealousy by mentioning other women or exaggerating his social life. But this never works. The moment you start seeking a reaction, you reveal that you still care more than she does, and she regains the upper hand. A strong man, he stays the course. He doesn't let her indifference shake him. If she truly doesn't care, then she wasn't that invested in the first place. But if she's watching you in silence, that means she's feeling the shift, but doesn't want to admit it. That's her problem, not yours. The best response to a woman's indifference is unwavering confidence. Continue focusing on your life. Stay disciplined in your goals. Maintain your social circles and avoid any behavior that suggests you're reacting to her lack of attention. If she's watching, let her watch. If she truly values you, she will come forward when she's ready. If not, you've already moved forward on your own terms. This is where emotional discipline separates weak men from strong men. Weak men seek validation when they feel ignored. Strong men recognize that their value is not determined by someone else's attention. They don't chase approval or waste energy deciphering mixed signals. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." The moment you stop fearing her reaction, you gain true control. When you realize that her attention, or lack of it, does not define you, you become unshakable. The power dynamic shifts in your favor, not because you manipulated it, but because you refused to play the game. Number 3, she tries to make you jealous. When a woman senses that your interest is fading, one of the most common tactics she might use is trying to make you jealous. If she was used to your attention and now it's slipping away, she will want to test whether she still has influence over your emotions. She may suddenly start posting pictures with other guys.